Welcome, race fans, to tonight's Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network presentation of Tuesday Night Thunder. It's the trucks at Bristol, or the Bristol infield, as you can see here. I'm not sure which we're running yet. My name is Jerry Isaacs. As always, I'm joined by my friend Cody Richardson. Cody, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, Jerry. Yeah, looks like the pit lane might be a little bit faster of a go than the banking up top there. I don't know. Turns of Bristol into Martinsville. I'm not sure if I'd like that or not.
I think it'd be fun. I didn't get to see a time on those laps, but it did look like Coleridge was having quite a bit of fun there.
Hey, anything you can do to make the last few minutes of the practice session go by quicker, I
Yeah,
don't blame him.
I absolutely. The trucks are getting ready to go into qualifying while they are taking the track. Cody, why don't you tell us what we've got in store here tonight?
Yeah, it looks like we got 150 laps here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Uh, 5 half mile, 0.533 mile high bank concrete short track. By high bank, I mean 24 to 28 degrees of banking here in the turns. Got about 5 to 10 degrees of banking on the front stretch and back stretch. It's a fast racetrack, a lot of loading in these corners and everything. You got multiple lanes you can work with, the high line and the low line. They can go about 80 laps or so on fuel. They've got plenty of tires to make the race. Looks like 5 total sets the one they start on, 4 more in the pits. It's here at nighttime. We're under the lights, 75 degrees air temp, 78-degree track temp, winds north 2 miles an hour. So not a lot of wind to deal with, like you'd be able to get it in this Coliseum anyway. But it should be a pretty good race. First short track of the season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoyed Bristol. I've actually been to this track and enjoyed the race there. I enjoy racing here. It's unfortunate that it gets a little bit, I'll call it a bad rap in the sim world because of the wrecks that seem to come with this tight short track racing. But once things settle down, it's a lot of fun racing on this short track.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to most of the stuff we run as mile and a halfs and intermediate track super speedways. And really, you make a pass in a corner. But here at Bristol and other short tracks, it can take 4, 5, 6, 10 laps to make a pass. Like you may be working over a guy side by side for multiple laps just trying to get around him. And I think not a lot of people are used to that. Short track racing and short track racing etiquette is kind of missing from the sim world, but hopefully, usually it comes out better in league races. Hopefully, we can put on a good show tonight.
Absolutely. So we are a few races into the season. How are we doing on points here in terms of standings with drivers?
Yeah, looked it up. Had to do a double take because he says he sucks all the time. But Carter Lawson is currently leading your point standings here for Tuesday Night Thunder with 147 points. He has a 10-point lead on Mike Stiverson here, who has 2 wins. So Mike's in second place with 137, followed by Kyle Nadeau in third place in points. Chris Harefield fourth, Gary Bowman fifth, Andy Cork sixth, Stephen Music is seventh, Nathan Dufton is eighth, Chris Dorsey is ninth, and Brian Dorsey is 10th, 35 points back behind the leader. Honestly, once you get past the top five are separated a little bit, top five, top six, and then there's a jump. Looks like Stephen Music in seventh here is 32 points behind the leader, and 13th place, Mark Morton, is only 41 points behind the leader. So there's only 9 points separating those 7 or 8 spots there. It's a tight battle after the top 4 or 5.
That's going to make this race tonight all that much more important. There's a lot of points here. We've got, I think there's around 31, 32 drivers on the track. And this is going to be a race where, one little mistake and you drop from top 5 to done for the night, last place.
Yeah, it's easy here to get race ending damage. Luckily, the trucks are the new damage model now, so it's not near as bad as what it used to be, but it's still that you can make up some ground. There's probably going to be some carnage at some points in the race, but it's going to be tough. It's easy to go a lap down here. It's hard to get it back. So any kind of incidents you have is just going to make your night that much harder.
Yeah, I heard the drivers, much like the super speedway races, I heard the drivers talking about some of them are saying they were going to just sit in the back and wait for the carnage to be over and then race towards the end. Others saying you got to be out in front and avoid the wreckage. You kind of know how I feel. I always want to be out in front and avoid the wreckage if possible. But what do you think about tonight's race?
I mean, I agree with you. The more I race, the more I realize the less cars in front of you, the less likely you are to get wrecked. So the more I can have behind me means it's more likely that the people behind are going to get into wrecks and less likely that I am. I mean, a wreck can start anywhere here. I mean, we've seen them at the front, we've seen them at the back. Heck, I was wrecked from the lead at another league race that wadded up the entire field. We've been wrecked at the back. You know what I mean? You just never know, but I like having less cars in front of me. The fewer cars in front of me, the better I feel.
Yeah, and this track's so small. I mean, they're running 15-second laps. It's so small that if you start in the back and there's not a wreck, you can get lapped pretty quickly here, and it's really really hard to get a lap back here at Bristol.
Yeah, I mean, let's just be 100% honest here. The guys starting in the back are going to be a half a lap down starting the race off. You know, even doubled up, they're going to be entering turn 3 whenever the leaders are accelerating off of turn 4. It's going to be a really tight race, and I just don't like starting in the back. You know, I'd just rather be up front, as far up front as I possibly can.
Yep, me as well. Looks like qualifying has wrapped up. Chris Harefield up there up front with William Kern in second, Kyle Nadeau in third, Eric Anderson, John Ross, Dusty Martin, Daniel Coblentz, Coleridge Finnemore. Ninth is Garrett Johnson, Gary Bowman in 10th.
Yeah, Roscoe Coblentz is in 11th, Jed Danielson in 12th, Neil Hale 13th, David Gainforth in 14th, Mike Stiverson in 15th. Watch out for him, 2 wins so far on the season. Andy Corkin 16th, Stephen Music in 17th, Douglas Wasaki in 18th, Alan Ayers in 19th, and Leroy Coblentz in 20th.
Chris Letts, 21, George Cushman, Brian Dorsey, Cody Meadows in 24th. Little surprised to see him starting back there. Might have had some trouble. Chris Letts, whoopsie, sorry, it didn't go all the way forward. 25th is Mike Donahue, Carter Lawson, Ray Richard, 27th, Philip Van Leet, 28th, Paul Turner, and Andrew Caldwell in 30th.
And Chris Dorsey and Jonathan Ellis both not setting times. Neither did Paul Turner or Andrew Caldwell. All 4 of them will be starting at the back. Looks like we got everybody doubled up. Almost everybody doubled up on pit road right now. We're going to be pulling off real soon and getting ready to kick this thing off.
So I noticed going down through there, we got 3 Coblents now in this league. Someday we're going to have to figure out what that relationship is. It's a little family affair. Racing has always been kind of a family affair. I think you'll see both generations downward and siblings always seem to be racing. Nice to have a little family here in this league.
Yeah, I'm sure. As long as they don't start taking over or anything. We can't let a family of people take over this league now, can we, Jerry?
No. We need the brothers with from other mothers taking it over, not the real family.
That's of course a joke. I'm sure they're all, if they are related, it would be a heck of a coincidence if they weren't.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're making the assumption, but yeah, it's not the Johnson name or the Jones name. Pace cars out on the track as these cars get ready. We'll do. I'm pretty sure we'll do 2 pace laps here to get the field organized. Looks like everybody is coming out on track. 150 laps tonight. I think typically we will see a caution before they get to the area where they're starting to put cars a lap down. The question's going to be, do you come in and take tires or not? And so I think the strategy of the night is probably follow the leader. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be unlikely we get green flag pit stops here, if we're going to be completely honest. Usually you do not see green flag pit stops at short tracks. But it could happen. I think you're just going to have to stay out. And like you said, if you're in the front, follow the leader and don't worry about tire strategy until maybe the end of the race, where maybe 2 tires or no tires will be the call to, keep you out front or get you out front if you're not already there. Looks like pace car is making that hard left turn though, and the green flag is out already. Quick green flag. Inside row got a really good jump. Looks like he's going to be able to clear the outside there. Chris Harefield is going to clear William Kern into turn 1, and they're going to try to single file out here afterwards.
Yeah, it looks like the front got single
file.
Oh,
contact,
we got a spin.
Contact, there's already a truck around.
What do you got now?
I believe that will cause a caution, absolutely.
Yep, caution is out on the racetrack. Looked like Eric Anderson was involved there as well. Not sure what happened though, Jerry. Let's go take a look at that.
Yeah, we're looking at, I'm showing Alan with some contact. We'll start there.
So I think it started a little bit sooner here. Let's see if we can back it up a little bit. It looked like it was into turn 3.
I think it started with Eric Anderson. Let me see if we can track him down here.
At least it started around Eric Anderson. So it looks like Eric is there in the 43. Has a truck coming to his inside. Let's see, who is that on the inside there?
Let me get a better camera here.
Looks like that's the
45. That's a Cobblins. Oh, 45 just goes a little deep in the corner.
Yeah, I think that may just be a racing deal. Looks like Eric got a little bit of damage there at the end of the left rear. Somebody coming through. I don't think Eric expected him to be there. I think the 45 kind of washed up just a little bit as well as he was coming through. Looks like a racing incident to me. I don't think that was intentional or even really worthy, of
Absolutely.
much. It was just a little bit of first lap cold tires. Maybe didn't expect the car would push up as much as it did. Stuff happens sometimes.
Yeah, especially these early laps at Bristol, where this is, I'm thinking it's one of the tighter tracks that we've run, a lot more side by side than what we've seen in terms of, you get out of one corner just about the time you get it straight, you're working on focusing on that next corner. So it's going to take a little bit of time for people to get used to racing with one another here.
Yeah, it looks like the 43 took the claim for that. Let's see if we can go back live here, Jerry. I think we're still on replay here.
No,
I don't know if we are or not. We are live? Okay. Mine just doesn't like listening to what yours has to say, so.
Not following along. I don't see anybody in the pits. We had a couple at the back went to the pits, but there can't be too much damage. Eric did not even pit.
Yeah. Looks like lights are out on the pace car, so we should be going green again. We'll be completing lap 5, starting lap 6 at just about 1 lap of green flag racing there. Hopefully we'll be able to get everybody single filed out, get the nerves out. You got the nerves out with that first restart and everything. Now let's see what we can go from here.
Yeah, this was going to be a, 15-second lap. This was going to be a 37-minute race if we stayed green. So, that add a couple minutes. So let's say it's going to be a 40-minute race we've got here. Don't go away. Don't go to the bathroom. You'll miss all the action.
Absolutely. Green flag back out on the racetrack now. Again, Chris Harefield got a good jump on William Kernan, was able to clear him into turn 1. Looks like Kyle's going to get to this outside quarter, though, and took advantage of William maybe giving up a little bit. Kyle's going to take that outside even more. They're going to be three wide coming off of 4.
What a run by Kyle. Just round the outside, just throws it in there to take the lead.
And unsurprisingly, new fastest lap for him as well. A 15.8 to everybody else's 16.3s coming off of that. Great restart and a great move. He's going to come out to the front and enjoy that clean air running that high line up there.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's also staying in that high line. So I think, obviously, we saw him make the pass there. He really likes that high line. Any idea what's that going to do to his tires compared to the low line?
They say that the high line wears the tires more, but if that's where you're faster, that's where you're faster. You know what I mean? Like some people, we had a truck going around in the back. I missed what was happening. It looked like Roscoe Collins was the one going around.
Looks like a lot of trucks involved in this one. Let me back up, see if we can figure out what happened.
Yeah, let's see here.
Showing Roscoe. Maybe this is where it started.
I think it started into is this turn 1 here? I think so. I always get confused on which side of the track it is. Yeah, just got loose on entry there. Got spun around. Then Andy Cork's already sideways as he comes in there. And then, man, that was some triple Cobblins action there because I think all 3 of them were involved in that in one way or another.
Oh, no.
Looks like Roscoe was clipped one of the other Coblinses coming through, and then he got T-boned by the 3rd as he came through the track there. Man, like I said, just a little loose on entry there, got himself sideways. Neil was there, unable to do anything about it, got into him, finished him off there coming into the corner. But that's what happens at these short tracks. Things happen really fast. It's hard to react to them. And it's easy. You think that you have plenty of time to react, but if you're just in front of him 15 seconds later, you're going to come back around to the wreck. So if you're already halfway through the field, you've got 4 or 5 seconds, and you may not even know there's a wreck in front of you yet before you get to it.
Yeah, the other part is you can't just slam on your brakes. You hit those binders a little too hard, and you will end up spinning as well. So it's really a dance almost on this track.
Oh, absolutely. And most short tracks, this one, it comes into effect a little bit more because you're carrying so much speed in the corners. But every short track that you go to, it's just, you're already on edge, and then you have to slow down even more and hit those brakes. It's easy to spin your own truck out. And I think that may have been what happened to Andy Cork back behind everything. May have just gotten on the brakes a little too hard, saw what was going, reacted better than everybody else around him, and ended up around as well.
Yeah, looking at his truck, it doesn't look terrible. He's in the pits. He is a lap down, but his truck really a little bit on the outside.
Yeah, he had a minute worth of pit time there the last time. Decided to come back in. I don't know if his steering was still maybe bent or something.
So Kyle got a heck of a jump. He's up 2 spots. He'll be the leader here. He has lane choice. He can take inside or outside. I suspect he'll take outside. We have got 26 trucks of the 32 on track. We've got, looks like 4 in the pits and a lap down already. We are, how many laps in here?
10. We are 10 laps. I guess we're a little over that. Yeah, 13. We're on lap 13 right now.
Yep. So none of the leaders have come in pits. We really have only had a couple green flag laps, so they're going to save their tires. I suspect, it's going to be probably lap 25 maybe before you start seeing people come in just to take tires.
I don't know if we're even going to see it then there, Jerry. A lot of times what we see at like Martinsville and everything is as soon as the gas window opens, you come take tires and never come back to pit road. As with the cautions falling the way they are, they may be thinking the same thing here tonight. So Kyle did take the outside lane we saw here. He's going to have a pretty good run and not have to worry about clearing anybody into turn 1. He's going to have his preferred lane. Pace car's going to make that hard left-hand turn. They're coming to the restart zone. Green flag in the air. Kyle sleeping wrong gear. Yeah, everybody's stacking up behind him. That's going to cause another caution back there. I'm not sure what happened. If he didn't go or was in the wrong gear, but the green flag went out. Green flag came out, and the outside lane just went nowhere.
Yeah,
Jerry, I'm not even sure if we need to go back and look at it. It was pretty obvious what happened there. Leader on the outside lane just didn't go.
Yeah, you can see it now, just accordioning back, bump, 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 and then finally one of the big bumps in the back turned Mr. Coblentz, and looks like some cars ran into him, but pretty good people. Oh, Dorsey gets in the back there. Yeah, there at the end of the clog up, it just clogs up, and there are still cars coming through. A lot of damage to cars.
Yeah, I've always been a proponent of you don't run into the rear end of people on the highway and everything else. It's always the guy who runs into the back's fault, but I'd have to say this may be one of those situations where I'm wrong. I think everybody sees the green flag come out. Nobody just hammered on the gas and ran into and speared everybody. They were all trying to roll into it, but there's just, like, you start getting pushed from behind. There's nothing else you can do, Once
and the problem
once the second
is,
or third truck gets there, you got nothing to do.
Yeah, the problem is when there's a little checkup, it exasperates itself as it goes down the line. And in this case, it looked like, I'm not sure what happened to Kyle, whether he missed a gear or was in fourth or what, but it took him so long to kind of get it back and rolling again that checkup, just as it goes back through the field, gets bigger. And in this case, just causing a lot of damage. Looks like we've got close to 8 or 9 cars in the pits. Kyle's coming through the pits here. He's going to, obviously would have claimed that. He's going to have to go to the back of field anyway, so I suspect he's going to fuel up. May or may not take tires. We'll see here. Yep, he's going to take tires. He's going to have to work his way back through the field if he wants to have a good finish tonight.
Yeah, we've seen these fast, though, so as long as he can keep it in the right gear, I think he'll be okay. It's just going to be avoiding the wrecks from back there will be his biggest problem right now.
Yeah, so we've got guys...
Yeah, go ahead, Jerry.
I'd say we've got guys up big spots here. Neil Hale is in fourth. He's up 9 spots. Carter Lawson, we talked about our points leader. He's up 15 spots into 11th. Brian Dorsey, Chris Dorsey, they're both up double digits. 18 spots for Chris. That's our biggest mover. Some other big movers, Philip Van Leet up 14, Jonathan Ellis up 16 spots.
Yeah, and we saw Eric Anderson early with that incident down 20. Roscoe Coblentz, who's been involved, I think, in everything and not most of it hasn't been his own doing, is going to be down 15 spots. Daniel Coblentz down 17 spots. So maybe we did the broadcaster's curse, Jerry, but looks like 2 of the 3 Coblentz are not having a good night so far tonight.
There's a lot of people not having a good night tonight.
Yeah, like we said, that's just a product of short track racing, Hopefully they're getting it out of their system now, though. They understand what their truck can do. We've had a couple of green flag laps. Hopefully we can have a little bit of a green flag run here, tick off some laps. We still have plenty to go. 130 laps to go. We're 20 laps in.
Yeah, usually this is, in some respects, it's when people start getting really excited because they feel like they have to make some moves. But we've got a ton of racing left, 130 laps. There is no reason to be in a hurry. Need to get some green flag runs here and see who wears their tires out and see who can keep their truck running fast as those tires start to wear.
Yeah, keep from beating those fenders off and everything. All right, pace truck is pulling off. Chris Harefield has the lead. Green flag is out. We're going to see what happens here. Looks like everybody got a better job. Everybody's rolling this time. And Chris is going to be able to easily clear into turn 1. Looks like the top couple are... the leader got out there. Looks like William Kern got a little bit of better jump there. He's taking Kyle's move, taking a page out of Kyle's book and rolling that outside there. He's going to come out and try to fight for the lead.
Looks like he's going to clear him. Just gets it done. And Chris Harefield pulls up in front of Coleridge. Coleridge was running that outside. Interesting that Kern then goes back down to the bottom, even though he made the pass on the high side.
Yeah, it goes back to what we were saying about saving those tires and everything and seeing who has what. I think he realized that there's speed up there to pass people, but he doesn't want to wear his tires out. But he showed Chris what was up, and Chris is going to try to get a run off a 3 here and have a big run down the front straightaway, closes the gap to about 1 truck length as they enter turn 1.
Yeah, actually, Williams running the low side on one half the track and the high side on the other. So I don't know if he's figured something out that everybody else hasn't. He certainly does add that little bit of gap running the low side there in 3 and 4.
Oh, we got a truck going around in 3. Trucks around in 3. Looks like Kyle's going to be involved again. It looked like it started with the 4 truck of Paul Turner. Got a little bit of loose on the bottom of 3. Kyle just kind of got collected in there. Don't know if he hit the brakes to do it or not, but we'll take a better look. Caution out on the racetrack for the 4th time.
Yeah, we've got, we're showing here, John Ross was the first one with some contact. It may not have started with him, but let's see if we can see what happened here. Yeah, he just gets loose coming to the start-finish line, spins it there.
I don't believe that's what brought out the caution, though. I saw the 4 going around live and and then the 97 had some issue there as well. So let's see if we can go to the 4 and back that up and see what happened there. I believe this is what brought it. Looks like he just got a little loose. We saw the same thing earlier, and then Kyle just trying to avoid him has a truck on his outside, gets stuck middle 3 and has nowhere to go there. And then everybody just gets caught up, collected behind. Yeah, it looks like the 4 a little bit low on entry, a little bit tight, pulling that wheel a little bit too much. The rear end of the truck just has no grip and comes around on him. He's got it pretty much collected, but the 97 of Kyle Nadeau trying to get around him and not rear end him, finish him off, just has no space to go. This track is tight. 3 wide works, but it's tough to make it work. And especially whenever you're trying to avoid somebody that's sideways, that truck on the bottom was taking up more than 1 lane of space. Just had really nowhere to go.
Yeah, those were a couple of single car spins that on most tracks will not cause a yellow. Here, in and of themselves, they may not cause a yellow, but the problem is there's nowhere for those trucks to go. They slide around, the cars behind them, as I said, they get on the binders hard. It just, there is no such thing as a single car wreck at Bristol.
Yeah, no, every time you have a wreck here, it's collecting more than 1 or 2 people, I said this track is wide enough for 3 wide racing, but it's not wide enough for 3 wide sliding.
Right.
It just doesn't work out that way.
So real quick, while we're 28 laps in, we have not had a lot of green flag racing. William Kern is our current leader, followed by Chris Harefield. Coleridge Fenimore up 5 spots into third. Neil Hale up 9 spots into fourth. Dusty Martin, Judd Danielson, followed by Mike Stiverson up 8 spots into seventh. Carter Lawson up 18 spots into ninth, followed by Gary Bowman and Doug Wysocki.
Yeah, Brian Dorsey's up 12 and 11. Chris Dorsey up 19 and 12th. Philip Van Vliet in 13th. Ray Richer in 14th. Mike Donahue in 15th. John Ross down 11 spots in 16th. Leroy Cobblentz up 3 and 17th. Jonathan Ellis in 18th. Alan Ayers right where he started the race in 19th. Eric Anderson down 16 and 20th. Paul Turner is looking like it's the last truck on the lead lap in 21st.
Yeah, that's everybody on the lead lap. Those kind of a lap down or more. George Cushman, Kyle Nadeau, Cody Meadows, Roscoe Cobblentz, Stephen Musick, Chris Letts, Dave Gainforth, Daniel Cobblentz, Garrett Johnson, Andy Cork, and Andrew Caldwell. But I think Andrew is the only one not running. Everybody else is still on the track and trying to chug along.
Yeah, it looks like Andrew didn't even make a lap. It doesn't appear. Not sure if he had some technical issues or what was going on, but it doesn't look like. Actually, showing he has -2 laps on my SDK. So I don't know.
Thought it was me.
I don't know what that means. If maybe he didn't even take the grid or what happened.
I think that means he took the grid. He was going the wrong direction, figured it out, and disconnected.
We have green flag back out on the racetrack. Not a good start for the outside lane, but good enough is able to maintain that lead going into turn 1. Looks like they're going to be able to single file out there. Top 5 or 6 now single file. Few less trucks with no damage on the track. Maybe we'll get a little bit more spread out here than what we normally would.
Looks like we got some side-by-side action. Mike Stiverson going low, not quite making that stick. Looks like Carter's behind him. That's about I think in the top 10, that's where the battle is. I think these top 10 guys have realized there's going to be a lot of yellows. There's no reason to fight too awful hard. Let's just turn some laps here and see what we can do over the long run.
Yeah, but if you look further back, it is a scrum back in the pack. Like you have the top 10 or 12 that are pretty much single filed out, and then it's side by side hard racing back in the pack from back of there. I'm looking at Kyle Nadeau right now, stuck a lap down. Stuck a lap down, it looks like, but he is trying to, maybe he is on the lead lap now. I can't read SDK sometimes.
No, he is a lap down. I think he's trying to get that lap back the hard way. I'm not sure.
Slow truck in the middle on the back stretch. I'm not sure what's going to happen. They're going to be 3 wide going into 3. Not sure what happened there, but it's going to stack the whole field up. They're 3 wide coming off of 3 with Kyle on the outside there. Everybody gave plenty of room, but it was a little hairy there for a moment.
Yeah, Kyle, middle of 3. He is just chopping his way through this field, trying to get his lap back.
He knows he has a fast truck, and he's going to get this back the hard way or wreck trying, it looks like.
Absolutely. I'm trying to see. Looks like, he is the lucky dog here. So another caution, he'll get his lap back. But
I got a truck that keeps hitting the wall on entry. Can't tell who that is right there. Looks like an orange and white truck in the back. Looks like a last couple laps, 3 or 4 laps in a row, got stuck in the wall on entry at both 1 and 3. It looks to be going good again right now. No issues.
Chris Dorsey looked like he's had a little bit of trouble with the wall and is now falling. Looks like he's lost 2 or 3 spots. He's got the 57.
We had a truck sideways on the racetrack. Truck sideways on the racetrack out of 2. It looked like caution Zach out on the racetrack now.
Oh man, not a lot of green flag racing. Let's see if we can see what happened there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure what happened here. Saw a truck getting loose off of the corner.
Looks like Cushman here is getting a little bit loose. He gets it under control. Chris Letts comes in behind him.
Yeah, the truck I saw getting loose is the truck in front of him there. Looks like there were 2 simultaneous drifts going there, and then it just blocks the track, and everybody comes piling in afterwards.
Yeah, that was a case there, though, it looks like, where people just didn't slow down. If you look here, I mean, you've got cars facing backwards. It's obvious, and these trucks just come flying in. Now, I will say we don't see when iRacing throws the yellow, and I do notice that sometimes they're a little late in throwing that yellow. So it could just be a case of there wasn't a yellow, but on Bristol, you got to race 3 cars ahead. It's not about when there's a wreck, you got to try and race past it to gain positions. It's about when there's a wreck ahead, you got to learn to not be involved.
Yeah, 100%. Looks like Chris Harefield chose to come to pit road. I don't know if he thinks maybe this will be this fuel window. We are 41 laps in, so we've got 110 to go. We heard they can make it 80 laps with all these cautions. If it stays up like this, you might be able to make it from fuel from here.
Yeah, and that's what I'm wondering, if he's thinking, okay, I'm going to come in now, I'm going to lose some track position, or maybe he was hoping others would come in with him. Sometimes that happens. You go in the pits thinking a bunch of people are going to come with you, and they don't. But he may not be.
It looks like this time a lot of people did come with him, though. He's got a good handful of trucks on pit road with him. He's only going to fall to 10th place. So he was scored as a leader, I do believe, and he's going to fall to 10th place. He's going to have fresh tires.
Yep. He'll have
Looks
fresh
like
tires.
Maybe, I don't know if he's getting,
No.
he's back out on the track now. But
that's not going to be bad at all for him. Kyle was our lucky dog, is back on the lead lap. I believe he's going to go in. Yeah, he's going in pitting. He's probably going to take tires and fuel up again
and get any damage that he has. And any damage he has, because he was, I think he may have been involved in that, or at least tapped the wall a couple times, cutting through the field the way he was.
Yeah.
So there's a good possibility he's got a little bit of damage on that 97 truck as well. Get that topped off without losing another lap and see what can happen.
Well, I will say, I mean, we've seen a lot of collisions involving a lot of cars. We've only got one out of the race so far. These guys are sticking it out there. They're going to keep on driving. Points are important. We talked about that, how close the championship points were through, 5th through 10th. So every point matters. These guys are going to get their trucks fixed. They're going to come out and keep turning laps. At some point, we got to go green, though, don't we?
You would think so. I would hope so. It actually looks like Kyle may still be a lap down. Did he lose another lap in the pits, or did somebody else get the lucky dog that we didn't see? Because Kyle, it looks like is.
Maybe he was involved in that or something. He was in his pit stall for 22 seconds, so he didn't lose it sitting in the pits, but he is definitely still a lap down.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're going to stack them up and try again. We are 45 laps in. We are a third done. I think we've had 10 green flag laps, maybe.
If we're lucky there, Jerry. I think we've had 10 or 15 for sure.
All right.
Pace car is going to make one more turn, left-hand turn down there, and we're going to have the green flag back up in the air again. William Kern gets a good jump. Neil Hale does as well, though, on the inside lane. There's going to be able to hold position. William Kern's not going to be able to clear him into one, but it looks like he's going to clear him off a 2. Neil's going to tuck back in line here.
Looks like top 5 have basically went single file, but you go back here to 4th position. I'm sorry, Mike Stiverson going to the inside to make a move. Looks like he's
still
going
going to be side by side with Dusty Martin there, coming off of turn 2. Tight side by side racing there for 4th place.
Yeah, Dusty didn't just pull in behind him. He's racing him hard.
Yeah, it looks like Mike's going to be able to finally clear him here, though. Dusty might get a good run, but yeah, Mike's going to be able to pull up in front of him and clear him. I think Dusty may have cut him a little bit of a break there. Knows that Mike's the faster truck at this time.
Carter
Saving
Lawson.
some tires maybe coming back through.
Yeah, Carter Lawson here in 7th place, running the outside, trying to get a spot from...
Oh, wreck out of 2. Wreck out of 2. No caution on the track yet. Truck was around, though. Caution's now out on the track. Caution on the racetrack.
Yeah, Dorsey just got loose there. Didn't involve anybody else. We'll take a quick look. He just gets loose here by himself. Spins a little bit, gets it under control, but I think that with his low speed there on this small track, the flaggers... Oh, no, there was a little contact with the 74.
Looks like the 74 got into him there a little bit too, but the caution was late coming out. I don't know if there was another spin behind or if they were all just checking up and that's what brought it out. Caution out on the racetrack again. Starting to lose track here, but I think this is number 5 or
That's
6.
number 6. Caution number 6.
Caution number 6 on the racetrack.
Apparently SDK tracks that, and they put it up in the banner. We don't see it live on SDK data, but it's up in our overlay banner on the screen. Caution number 6. So you figure each caution has got to be what 4 laps, maybe 5
4 or 5
laps,
laps, probably
6
5
laps.
laps
I don't know.
here.
We're lap 51.
30 laps of caution,
Oh,
20 laps of green flag racing. That sounds about right.
yeah. If you got to go to the bathroom, fans, do it now because you will miss the one. There goes Kyle. I think he got the lucky dog. He's back
Finally
on the
got his
lead
lucky
lap.
dog there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So go to the bathroom now because we're only going to have about a lap or so of green flag, and then you'll have another bathroom break, and then a drink break, and then if you want to go stick a burrito in the microwave, maybe flip to another channel, look at porn, I don't know, whatever. Just whatever it is you want to do. We only need about 10 to
Hey,
20 seconds of your time every 2 minutes.
right. We don't need to go that far, Jerry.
Oh,
Hockey
okay.
starts today.
It does start today. Are you a hockey fan?
I'm not a huge hockey fan, no. I am a
Oh,
sports fan and I'm a gambler. So hockey starts today, Jerry.
it does.
I did not place any bets, but I know I've got friends at work that are really big hockey fans, really big St. Louis Blues fans, and they made sure to mention that hockey starts today.
It does.
Baseball's almost over. Hockey's
Yeah.
finally starting.
I'm a big Blues fan, and I know I live in St. Louis now, but I had a friend of mine that lives in St. Louis. I used to come visit. He had tickets. We'd go to the games. So I've been a Blues fan for a long time. Good to see him win a cup a couple of years ago, and they've been struggling a little bit, but it's the first day. It's opening day, so every team has a chance, right?
Absolutely. And, I'm a sports fan. I never really followed hockey, so I don't really know the rules, and it's really hard to follow on TV. I don't know if you know this, but it's really hard to pick up where the puck is whenever
Yeah,
you're watching it on TV. I've heard that's a lot easier to do in person, and I need to get out,
it is
see a game. They say
much.
that it's a lot better in person than it is watching on TV.
Hockey is much better in person. And for those, a lot of people think of it as a goon sport, a lot of fighting, and there is. But if you go to the NHL, the professional level hockey, those are the skill players. Those guys are amazing. It's fun to watch. I'm a like you. I'm a big sports fan. Um, we'll bring this up here again in about 2 minutes after the next caution.
Back
Lights
to
are
more
out.
sports talk. After that, lights are out on that beautiful little iRacing sedan out front, who I think has led more laps today than anybody else in the field. That pace car driver. I don't know who the pace car driver is, but iRacing pace car definitely leading the laps led count right now.
Yeah, he better go fuel up.
We're in the middle of 3 and 4 here. Pace car is going to make that hard left-hand turn into the restart zone. Green flag is out. Inside lane sleeping a little bit. William Kern's going to be able to easily clear the inside lane into turn 1, maintain that lead there. Coleridge is going to be able to take 3rd position here. Mike Stiverson in 4th, single filed out front 4.
How about Carter Lawson using that outside? That's got him right now in 5th. Dusty's there behind him. Dusty wants to pull up. I don't see the opening. He's not going to make it. He's getting
get
past.
freight trained.
Yeah. He's got to find a way to get to the top line or he's going to continue to get freight trained.
Yeah, it looks like, big wreck up front. Big wreck up front. Neil Hale looks like he got loose, overcorrected, and right in front of Coleridge there. Major damage to both the 0-3 and the 23.
We're going to have to back up for this one.
Oh, my goodness. That was I happened to catch it live while I was looking at something else, Jerry. That was a major impact. Oh, just overcorrected and Coleridge on his side coming through turn 3 and 4.
I'm not sure if there was some contact here.
So it looks like he's got a little bit of a quarter there. Gets on the inside of him here coming into the corner. I don't know if maybe he started to get it. Looks like he maybe got a little bit tight.
Yeah.
Maybe jabbed the brake a little bit and it loosened the car up. But we've also seen trucks get loose on that bottom side. You can see the wheel cranked full right trying to save it. And once it does grip up, it just goes to the right. Coleridge just a passenger for this. All of a sudden has a truck in his right front or left front tire.
Yeah, here's the view from Coleridge's viewpoint. He sees Neil. He's like, I'm okay. Oh, no.
Oh, just good. Goes from okay to being on his driver's side, sliding down the track in a heartbeat. We mentioned how quickly things happen here whenever you have nowhere to react. It looks like the truck's just going to be sliding sideways on the inside, and the next thing you know, he's directly in front of you, T-boning.
So, as I was saying, I'm a big sports fan as well, and there is probably not a sport that I don't enjoy going to see live. There's a lot of sports like baseball. I cannot watch a game on TV, but I enjoy going to a game live and just sitting there and watching the sports. But
It's atmosphere, isn't it? It's like whenever you get there, there's 30,000 other people there
yeah,
at minimum to watch the same thing you are. That's I've never been to a soccer game live, but I'm one of those that if it's on, if my TV's on and I'm not watching a movie or something, I'm probably watching sports.
yeah.
Even if it's only on for background noise, I still have sports on of some kind.
Now
I've had cricket on before. I don't even know what cricket is. It's the only thing on at 8 o'clock in the morning on ESPN. It's what you turn on,
Yeah, there is one sport I've been to that I will never go to again. I have no interest. Do you want to take a guess?
Let's see, ice dance.
I've not been to that. Well, I've been to a Cirque show that was on ice, and I really enjoyed it. I'd go to that again. No, it was golf. I went to the U.S. Open one time. Friend of mine's a big golfer, wanted to go, so I went. And I tell you what, I'm glad I went. I can say I went to the U.S. Open, but I have no interest in going to a golf match ever again. But I will say,
I have every time I've played golf or watched other people play golf, it's always actually been just an excuse to drink beer.
sure,
Honestly.
yeah. And that's what this
it really
was too.
is.
But still, it was it was not worth it. It was awful.
So it was not worth it to watch other people play golf while you drink beer and be quiet.
Correct.
You can't say anything.
That's right. I will say
All
though.
right.
Oh, lights off. Well, I'll come back to the story in about 2 minutes. So if you're here for the
20
stories,
minutes.
yeah, if you're here for the stories, now is your bathroom break. If you're here for the racing, don't go away because we only got about 30 seconds of it.
Right. Pace car is in the middle of 3 and 4 here. He's going to be making that hard left-hand turn again. William Kern, Mike Stiverson now in second position. Let's see if he can get a better jump as the green flag is in the air. Looks like he does get a little bit of a better jump, but isn't able to maintain side-by-side with him. He's going to be able to pull up there, though. It's not going to be clear on exit, though. He's going to be stuck on the bottom, freight trained out of there as Chris Harefield takes that second position back from Mike.
Yeah, Mike looked like he was getting ready to go up there. Chris just threw it in there. Carter now trying to get to the top side, but Dusty's on his outside. So Carter's got him clear, but he just doesn't want to.
He's got him cleared in the center of the corner, but not on exit, and isn't confident enough in that clear to be able to take it and slide job up.
There we
Dusty
go.
gives him a break there. Now he gets back up to the top, side-by-side racing behind the top 5.
Looks like we've got, side by side. Looks like the 99 underneath John Ross, underneath of 28 of Brian Dorsey. These guys are still racing side by side, even with all the cautions.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, this place has multiple grooves. It's getting it to work, but it tightens up a lot on exit. Like, it's almost better to just single file out and bank your passes one at a time, but people like being aggressive. It's a short track. You got to go. There's a lot of speed. There's a lot of grip in these trucks until there isn't, as we've seen, as it looks like Alan Ayers is going to get a little loose on the bottom there, but he's going to get it collected back up. No caution so far. Get back up on the racetrack, and nothing but spots lost for Alan Ayers.
Got a battle here for 7th place. We've got John Ross in 6th, actually. Dusty gets a little loose. He stays under him. John trying to make the move on Dusty, get that 5th place position. He's got some track position down on the inside, but just cannot seem to complete that pass. He's moving a little faster, not going to make it this time.
Yeah, just working him over, trying to get it going. It looks like Dusty. Caution out on the racetrack. Like Alan Ayers is involved.
Yeah, Alan is backward here.
Yeah, it looks like he's got it back under control there. It looked like there's a 2-truck incident there. We can go back and see what happened as well. Looks like Alan's going to take the blame for this one. He'd been having some handling trouble. Looked like there was a lot of net code involved in that as well. See if we can maybe get a far chase view or something, Jerry, but it looked like his truck just hooked right with net code. Yeah, there's a foot of net code there. I appreciate Alan taking the blame and everything. He was having some handling issues and whatnot, but that was 100% a net code incident. He had left plenty of room. Chris didn't do anything wrong. Alan didn't do anything wrong. That is on the iRacing gods and the net code.
We've got some leaders up here pitting. It looks like William Kern's going to stay out. Chris Harefield, Mike Stiverson, Carter Lawson, Dusty Martin, all pitting. Looks like William Kern, John Ross, Brian Dorsey, Judd Danielson, Ray Richer all staying out.
Yeah, you know what lap this is, Jerry? This is lap 70.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what they said they could do was 80 laps.
Oh, you know
Last I
what?
checked my math book, 70 plus 80 is 150, and that's the length of this race.
It's good to know math if you're going to gamble.
It is very good to know math if you're going to gamble. Quick gambling story. The first time I ever went to a casino, we were playing blackjack, and they handed me I took $50, and they handed me, after some point in time, a 50-cent chip. Well, in my slightly inebriated state, I believe that was a $50 chip, and I set it to the side, proud as heck, that I was not going to lose any money. So we got done playing, and I had that chip in my pocket and a $5 chip on the table, and I said, look, I'm going to walk out of here winning $5. And we went to the checkout line, and my ex-wife said the look on my face whenever I got handed $5.50 was priceless.
Oh my God, that is awesome. I love it. I love it. But you went back, didn't you?
I mean, I've been back to the casino a couple times. Not as often, but yes, no, I've been back. And I'm sure FanDuel and Caesars love my the apps on my phone. So.
There you go. There you go. All right, looks like we've got around 18 to 19 cars on the lead lap trucks here. I'm not sure. We'll see where Alan comes out. We are almost halfway. We've run 10 green flag laps. We've talked about sports, gambling. Oh, man.
What do you say we do a rundown here before we go back?
Let's
green
do
again?
that.
We're almost halfway through. Yeah, William Kern is still in the lead here. John Ross in second, Judd Danielson in third, Brian Dorsey fourth, Ray Richer in fifth, Leroy Coblentz in sixth, Gary Bowman seventh, Chris Dorsey in eighth, Chris Harefield in ninth, and Mike Stiverson, who I believe Chris Harefield and Mike were the first two trucks on pit road there. They are ninth and 10th.
11th is Carter Lawson, Dusty Martin, Kyle Nadeau up to 13th spot. Philip Van Leet, 14. Doug Wysocki, Steven Music, 16. Paul Turner. Eric Anderson is the last car on the lead lap. He's in 18th place. Alan Ayers in 19th. Cody Meadows in 20th.
Roscoe Coblentz, 21st. Mike Donahue, Jonathan Ellis, Dave Gainforth, Daniel Coblentz, George Cushman. On track right now, Chris Letts as well. Coleridge Fenimore in the pits getting some damage fixed. Andy Cork, Garrett Johnson, Neil Hill, and Andrew Caldwell as the pace car is going to make its left-hand turn again. Pull off pit road here. Green flag back in the air. William Kern gets a good jump on John Ross. Is able to clear him easily by a truck length into turn one. John's going to fight back a little bit. Has plenty of room to slide back up in front. Takes that top lane. Top three are single file with some 2x2 racing behind him here.
John Ross went back to the bottom, and Judd there giving him a little push. Judd's running the top. Thought he had that position. Oh, they're so close there.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a, hey, don't be chopping my nose off thing. Came to the bottom. Judd had a run there on the outside. Is going to continue that run to second place. Still side by side. Truck sideways, wreck behind. Wreck behind in the middle of 1 and 2. No caution yet.
No caution.
No
Kyle
caution
got smashed into the wall.
Caution's finally out on the racetrack. No caution to begin with there. They almost an entire lap before that caution came out.
These
Like
guys
you
with these
mentioned-
flags, we need to pay them more because I think they're sleeping. Oh, you know what? They haven't had their chance to go do their bathroom break.
That could be it. They may have been in the bathroom. But hey, NASCAR has been criticized before for delaying the caution or throwing it out. They're just making iRacing just like real life.
There we
It
go.
is the most realistic simulator.
Looks like I don't know. I don't know. Just looks like a whole lot of I don't know.
I don't know what happened there. Let's see if we can back it up again and see. I'm not sure what I'm. Okay, so it looks like. Okay, there's an incident up front there, Jerry. That's what we missed.
Okay.
We were focused in too much there. There's another incident in front. It looks like with Kyle involved in there. I'm not sure what happened in front of everybody else here that we caught there. Yeah, you can see some damage already there. Let's see if we can back up from here.
Oh yeah, there's Kyle's up into the wall.
Yeah, okay, so there you see the truck sideways. Is that one of the Coblentzes that was sideways up there?
Here we go.
Yeah, it looks like the 42 just gets a little bit sideways here. Not sure if it's here, if it's down the straightaway, if he had help, what's going to go on. So coming off side by side here, going
Oh,
in.
looks like he did get
Yeah,
just a little help.
I'm not sure if Mike was involved in that as well. I'm not sure that the 18 underneath him really did anything wrong, though. There's not much lower that he can go.
No.
I get the 42 doesn't want to be passed, but squeezing somebody on the bottom sometimes isn't the best way to, especially somebody on fresh tires here. I mean, Chris looks like he's there.
Yeah, he's let's go.
Going to make a move down the front straightaway. He's not quite there yet at the start finish line here.
He showed intent.
Yeah, he was definitely there showing intent. I think maybe a little netcode got him as well, but pulled out there on entry there. 42 just kind of not giving him a lot of space down there at the bottom, but I mean, you got to fight for every position you have. Just gets the 42 a little bit loose. 20 tries to slide underneath him as he's going there. He just shoots him back up the track into the 08, and the 97 just gets pancaked into the wall. Then while we see all this, we saw the secondary wreck behind with Meadows involved and a couple others just checking up. It looked like some were checking up, some weren't, and it caused that big stack up behind and some secondary damage that ended up bringing out the caution.
So, how would you like to be in next week's driver meeting?
Oh boy, I don't know that I would like to be in today's DM boxes. That's
we've got a race director here for these trucks that just does not put up with this stuff. So I'm guessing we're going to see a couple of rule changes next week. What do you think?
There will definitely be some tightening down. I could tell on the second or third caution, the tone in our race director's voice was already done with it. And here we are quite a few cautions later. I believe he is overdone with it with the cautions. Would like to see this just go green to the end from here. So we're on lap 81, going to start 82, going to have under 70 laps to go. Let's see if we can do it. Pace car is going to make that left-hand turn. We're going to get back green. It's like William Kern gets a good jump, but so does John Ross on the inside. Best jump we've seen from anybody. Williams just able to carry so much more momentum down the back straightaway with that higher line. John's not able to do anything with it. He may lose second place here to look. Guess who? Chris Harefield had to check up a little bit. John tried to take that position away from him. Chris had nothing to do with it. Is going to finally get to his quarter panel here and let him know that I am here and I'm coming through. Fresh tires are on the move.
Absolutely. Mike Stiverson there on the outside as well. John's going to pull up wisely. Oh, he's going to take the bottom again, which is fine, but Mike's going to have a run. Will he be able to get there? He does get there. Mike's going to take that position into third place. Let's see if he can complete the pass. It does take a little while to make these passes work. He does complete the pass going down the straight. He's now in third place.
Yeah, these moves are going to be on the outside. It's a longer distance around the corner, but you get so much more momentum, able to carry so much more throttle from center off. You get a huge run down these straightaways, especially on these new tires. So we have a battle for the lead. Chris Harefield is working that diamond line, trying to get a big run, generate it, and get to the outside quarter panel. I think he wants to be on the outside. Even with the fresh tires, knows an inside pass is going to be tough. He's at his back quarter panel, a quarter truck length off of him going into turn one.
Yeah, keep in mind, William Kern is on his original tires. Him and John Ross have not taken tires.
Yellow out on the racetrack. Yellow back out on the racetrack.
Surprise.
Not sure what happened. Surprise? What? We have
Surprise.
yellows?
Yellow? We need to do like yellow bingo or drink a shot. Oh, Andy just gets in the wall, it looks like there.
The 03 the passenger, it looks like as well, just comes off of the wall and they get together. Yeah, a little bounce off the wall.
And then net code again.
Another foot and a half of net code, same spot, crossing the start finish or crossing the start finish line here. Man, just I'm not sure what's going on with iRacing tonight, but that's 4 different trucks we've seen that have been just massive net code incidents here. Like I get that the racetrack is tight and the trucks are going, but that's a huge net code incident.
Now, for you fans at home, now is the time to drink a shot. We're going to finish out the race. You have to have a shot every caution. How's that?
Shot every caution. I was thinking like bingo. We have a bunch of different trucks on the racetrack. You can make a bingo board with all the numbers, maybe driver's last name or last initial and the number. You know what I mean? Make some different
Yeah.
boards, send them out to the viewers out here.
John Ross is going into the pits. He is getting fresh tires. William Kern is staying out. We do have a race to talk about here. I think we've, kind of gotten away from it a little bit.
Well, Jerry, it's been 54 minutes that we've been on the air here, and we've had 90 laps done of the
10
track that should have been done 20 minutes ago. So
10
a bunch of
cautions.
cautions. I mean, I'm sure Chris is laughing his butt off up here listening to us out there because he knows the pain. But it's folks, it's a little difficult to find stuff to talk about when there's more pacing than there is racing.
Absolutely. So William Kern is still our leader on old tires. John Ross dropped to 15th there in the pits. It looks like we've got some more guys coming in the pits. I think these are all going to be lap cars coming in the pits now. So John Ross will be on fresh tires. Most of the field's on 70 to 78 lap tires, which is going to be about 20
Well, that's
laps,
they
3
20
green
laps
laps.
ago. Yeah, 2 or 3 green laps. Jerry, why don't we go on board with William Kern and see if he is saving fuel like hard? I'm wondering if he can no stop this race. With the number of cautions that he's had, I don't know if he can no stop it or not.
I think he has that truck. I can't tell if he's got it turned off but he's definitely clutching.
1200. I think the truck was off, and I think that's just the needle sitting at the bottom there because I think these trucks still idle at 2,000 RPM.
Yeah, close to it.
And he
They're
was
about
at
18.
12.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
18,
he's
19.
He's at 1,200, which
Okay.
just so happens to be the needle dead down at the bottom.
Yeah, so he's
I
got
don't-
it turned off.
I do believe so. And then coming through, at the very least, he's clutching. He is definitely saving fuel. I don't know what his number is. He may be able to make it. He said 80 laps of green.
Yeah,
Well, heck, we've only had 30 laps of green or 40 laps of green right now. If he's still saving under caution, he might still have half a tank left. If it goes like this, he may make it the rest of the way.
and if it goes like this, he doesn't need the freshest tires in the world. He just needs to go
No.
about 4 or 5 laps, and that's it. And go back to yellow, cool those tires
Yeah.
off.
As long as he can hold off people and fire off good for 3 or 4 laps. You saw Chris Harefield giving some pressure to him there, but right before the caution came out and William Kern was able to hold him off, green flag is out. Oh, Chris got a really good jump. You can tell where the new tires are there. He got a really good jump on the bottom there. He's almost going to clear him. He's clear to the top lane. New leader, Chris Harefield, back out front.
William Kern goes down the bottom, looking to try and make it move. He's down to his rear quarter, but he's not going to make that stick. William's been running the bottom line. You've got guys behind him, Carter, Mike, and those guys who are running the top line. Let's see if William tries to take their lane away and stays in the top. No, he's going to continue to run the bottom. I believe that is in 1 and 2, and then he runs the top in 3. Nope, backwards. He's running the top in 1 and 2, bottom in 3 and 4. Caution's
Caution back out on the racetrack. Not sure what happened, Jerry. It was
I think it
on
was a
focus
wreck.
on crashes and what?
Yeah,
They never
looks like
wrecked.
Dave Gainforth gets a little loose. Cody comes up to the middle. We're 3 wide. Alan Ayres in the middle. Dave comes down a little bit. That's just, there's 3 wide, maybe not knowing they're 3 wide. That's just racing there.
Yeah, Dave had about a truck length there between him and the wall outside. Probably could have fit Jeff Gordon through it. Cody Meadows there in the middle. Just nowhere to go. Really had Allen on his inside. And,
Let's see what
just meet in
William.
the middle.
Yeah, let's see if William comes in and takes tires or if he's going to stick with his. No, looks like he is going to. Well, we'll find out this lap. We'll see if he's going to stick with his strategy or if he's going to come in and take tires. Seems to me just a little late to come in and take tires. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you made your bed now. If you're good on fuel, you're going to have to. this-
He's coming down the
he's
pit
coming
road.
to pit road.
Yep.
Okay.
I think you and
shows
I.
how much that we know.
Yeah, I was gonna say you and I
would've
were.
stayed there. You're gonna go back in the soup right now. Well, I mean, there's 17 cars on the lead lap. You're gonna go back there. I just don't know if. I think second place, even if you lose a couple spots on every restart, is just gonna be better off than being stuck back there in the back with only 10 or 15 lap fresher tires and the guys in front. 10 or 15 laps by the numbers, and it's not really 10 or 15 lap fresher tires. But who knows? We're assuming that he could have made it on fuel as well. He may be way far away from on fuel. We don't know, you know. And if you can't make it on fuel, you might as well go get it now. What are you going to do? Lose some spots, be in the back anyway, and then everybody pits and you're stuck back there and everybody's on the same tires, you know?
So yeah, he'll come out. Looks like in somewhere around that 15th or so. You know, we'll see how that plays out for him. Meanwhile, I do have an update. I'm looking at our chat. Sorry, guys, I hadn't had a chance to do that earlier. I mean, I can't imagine what I was doing with all these caution laps. But update on the Coblentz family. Leroy is Daniel and Roscoe's dad.
So
That's awesome.
that is pretty awesome. A family endeavor out here.
I think that's awesome. I knew Leroy had raced with us for a couple years, and then I believe it was Roscoe
Now-
came within the last year or two, and Daniel's. I'm not sure how long he's been. He's been here fairly new, I think.
Now, is Dad not giving all the secrets now, though? Because, like, Leroy's on the lead lap, and the other two are laps down. So,
the secret
is
here,
Dad maybe not giving away his secrets? Is he not letting the family know how to be fast? Does Dad get the better stuff, and the kids get the hand-me-downs? Is that what's going on here? Or,
Well, I think the
I don't
secret here
know.
is not to be involved in this wreck.
Well,
Fiasco.
that's actually a pretty good idea as well. If you just don't be involved in the wreck, you know, then you don't have to worry about it at all.
Absolutely. So, Carter Lawson, second place, up 24 spots. Mike Stiverson's in fourth. Doug Wysocki in third. They're kind of bouncing around a little bit as we line up here. We'll go green. We'll go over at next caution here in about 2 laps.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Lights are out on the pace car. We are finishing lap 100. Jerry, we're 2/3 of the way there. Hour in, 2/3 of the way there. If we can go green from here, we'll be done in 12 minutes.
12 minutes. Yeah, right.
We'll see if it can happen, Jerry.
But all
Worse,
these same
stranger
cars,
things have
all
happened.
these same cars are on track. If we'd been having cars drop out, I could believe it. But let's see what happens as we go green.
Yeah, green flag in the air. Neither lane really got a really good jump. Carter actually got I don't know what happened to Chris if he was in the wrong gear, but Carter's going to get him and clear him by a mile into turn 1. He's clear by 4 truck lengths out of turn 2. Looks like Mike Stiverson's going to be side by side with him. Going to try to take that top lane, though. Just let him go, generate your momentum, and try to go from there. Doug Wysocki in fourth. We haven't talked about him much at all tonight. Had a couple minor scrapes that were none of his problem or none of his doing earlier on. But up to fourth place right now. Looks like we've single filed out pretty good right here. Oh, Chris Harefield gets loose. Is going to tag the inside wall. I don't think it's going to bring out a caution yet, but that was... He's down on the apron. He got loose off of turn 4. It looks like Kyle's going to get loose in the middle of 1 and 2 as well. Caution's finally out.
Wow, I am not sure exactly what caused that caution because we saw Chris get loose, we saw Kyle get loose, but there was just, man, I don't know what I saw that would have caused that caution.
Yeah, Chris is going to take the claim. He's the one that got loose initially there, but I'm not convinced he's the one that brought out the caution. But it's kind of hard to tell. Slow on the apron there. Sometimes iRacing's prediction doesn't really like the fact that it's, on the racing surface, even though it's not the racing surface.
Yeah, it may have been that wall contact, really, that caused the issue.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. It was a lot later than that. It was around the time that Kyle was getting loose into 3 and 4 that the caution came out. But I'm not.
Well,
I just don't know
all
what
the
happened
cautions have been late this race. I mean,
that's true. That is true too. So I mean, at least they're consistently inconsistent.
Yes. All right, that is our 12th caution. Looks like we got a lucky dog coming around. Looks like the number 4, Paul Turner, back on the lead lap. That'll put 17 cars on the lead lap. Let's do a quick rundown under our caution. We've got Carter Lawson up there in front, up 25 spots. Mike Stiverson up 13. Doug Wysocki in third. Ray Richard, Dusty Martin, Eric Anderson, Judd Danielson, followed by Brian Dorsey. 9th is Gary Bowman. Steven Musick in 10th.
Yeah, John Ross is going to be in 11th. Philip Van Vliet in 12th. Chris Dorsey 13th. Leroy Coblentz in 14th. William Kern 15th. Kyle Nadeau in 16th. Paul Turner, showing the last car on the lead lap, in 17th. Mike Donahue, first car 1 lap down, in 18th. Alan Ayers in 19th. Roscoe Coblentz in 20th.
Chris Harefield's showing 21st, but he is still in the pits, so he's going to be dropping Cody Meadows, Jonathan Ellis, Dave Gainforth, Daniel Coblentz, Chris Letts, Andy Cork 27th, Garrett Johnson, Neil Hale, and George Cushman in 30th. Coleridge, Finney Moore, and Andrew Caldwell make up the back of the pack.
Yeah,
Coleridge, I
looks
saw
like he's
him
getting
with
some more damage
Yeah.
fixed. He's been on the track, but is about 30 laps down, give
Yeah.
or take.
I've seen him down kind of on
trying
the
to
bottom of the track, just turning laps and trying to gain a
Yeah,
couple
after
positions.
that major damage, major contact with Neil earlier on, just I think trying to nurse his truck back around, maybe pick up some spots as he can as people drop out, and just worry
So,
about it from there.
under caution here, this is our left front suspension camera. A little different view if you need to get close to the ground, see what that front wheel is doing. Maybe a little right rear, looking backwards. We got lots of cameras to play with here.
We do, absolutely. And
What's your favorite?
Carter Lawson, Mike Syverson leading the points, leading this race. So Carter has gotten a lot better lately. I'm not sure if he's hired somebody to drive for him or if he's found the speed secrets that he was needing, but Carter's been a silent but deadly
He
driver
has.
this season.
Lights are out on the pace car. I think he has stopped pushing, if that makes so. It's for those that don't race, and for me who's trying to learn. One of the biggest things I learned is you've got to be. I'll call it slow to be fast. It doesn't mean you go slow. It just means don't push everything so hard. Don't go as fast as you can into the corner. Don't turn the wheel as hard as you can. Sometimes you just got to back off and relax, and you'll be faster.
Absolutely. But we'll see if anybody backs off now as green flag back up in the air. Carter's going to have a good jump. He's going to be able to clear Mike there. Yeah, he's going to be able to clear Mike by a truck or two, but Mike's going to have a big run. Boxed in, though, by Wasaki. He's not going to be able to do anything with it. Little contact there, door to door, nothing but short track racing there. He's going to be able to clear him. Top four single filed out. Got some side-by-side action behind him.
Back here, it looks like Dusty is trying to make a move for 6th place. He's down on the bottom, just not able to carry that same momentum as cars on
They are 3
top.
wide back there for a couple of corners. It worked out, but it was tight there. 3 wide back in the pack. Oh, somebody spun on the front stretch. Somebody spun on the front stretch. Big pile up into turn 1.
Looked like maybe Dusty. I saw him sideways. Let's just back up here.
Yeah, let's see if we can
started,
find out
I
what
don't know
happened
if it started
here.
with him or not.
They were side by side coming across the start finish line, and I saw somebody get turned.
29 coming into the corner.
Looks like the 03 and Neil Hale claimed this caution here, so let's see what happened there. He's a little bit loose there, but I think
that's
caution may have been behind them, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say, let me go see if I can find Neil real quick.
Yeah, the 03
there's
Neil
a
Hale.
whole bunch.
Yeah,
going
there's
on
the whole
here.
pack here. So
you owe me a pair of pants, Dustin.
So there we go. Let's see. Neil coming off the corner here. One of the 3 Coblins is on his inside as well. She doesn't quite make it all the way up to the wall. And again, another big dose of netcode. I mean, netcode has not been kind to anybody tonight, least of all Neil. 2 of those major netcode instances were he was involved in. Looks like it just stacks everybody else up behind there. Doesn't look like any other major damage there. Just
I just thought
just as a short track filling it up there. But that is Neil's second claim tonight. He is taking that truck to the hauler.
We've
voluntarily.
At Cyber, we've got this rule. Obviously, you claim 2 cautions, you park it for the night, but you also get caution points. And if you accumulate so many caution points, you're on a 1 in park or possibly even suspended. We've never talked about. I'm wondering if there should be a rule that if you claim it and it's net code, that it gets waived. Too much work, but I think it's a great idea.
It's a great idea, but yeah, too much work, Jerry. Sometimes the admins have a hard time getting people to review cautions that weren't claimed, let alone determining if cautions were netcode in cases or not. But you were talking about slowing it down to go fast. I remember a story. I listened to the Dale Jr. download a lot, and they had Chad Knaus on there, and he was telling a story one time where Jimmy Johnson was leading the Coke 600, and they needed to save fuel. And he said, all right, I need you to back up your entry to turn 1 and turn 3. We need to save fuel, like start lifting, like just past the start finish line. He said, Jimmy started running faster laps, and he got on the radio and he said, I told you to back it down. He said, I did. That is backing it down. So he was running faster lap times, lifting earlier, coasting into the corner, letting it roll and everything else. And that's what you have to do. That's what I'm seeing a lot of these guys on the bottom are doing, driving it in so hard past the level of grip that the tires have. And that's what's caused a lot of these spins that end up being pileups at the short track here, is just, I think, just driving it in a little bit too deep. Or if maybe they backed it up, maybe they wouldn't be having these issues. The truck wouldn't be loose. Maybe it'd roll the center a little bit better. They'd have a better exit off the corner.
Yeah, I think that for me, that was one of the biggest things I learned is I didn't realize there was so much coasting in oval racing.
Yeah, I've said it before, helping people out. Just because you can go flat out doesn't mean you should go flat out. It's not always the best way or the fastest way to do anything. Sometimes you just get the whole vehicle in a bind and nothing will fix it, and you're slower even though you're flat out. And you wonder, how am I so much slower than these guys? Well, maybe they're not going flat out, and that's how it is.
Yeah.
But we're about to go green again on lap 116, starting 117. Pace car's going to make that hard left turn for the 29th time. Green flag back in the air. Carter's going to get a really good jump. Looks like Mike's not going to be able to hang on to his outside quarter panel here. Side by side. Ray Richard, a name we haven't said much today, is going to be side by side with Mike for second place. Carter's going to slide up in front and maintain that lead. But Ray's doing a good job working that bottom. Mike's able to get a really good run off of the corner, but Ray's rolling the center a lot better than anybody else is right now, it looks like.
Yeah, he's going to stay side by side with Mike. Mike's using that momentum, but every corner, Ray is able to stay on pace with Mike. They're still side by side for second place.
Tight racing behind the top six, which are pretty much single filed out here. Got tight door-to-door racing back there. Ray's going to lose that spot to Mike. The outside lane finally prevails. It's the top four single filed out. Then we got a couple trucks side by side, and then some big racing back here in the pack. 3 wide as they cross the start-finish line back there with Paul Turner. Tight 3 wide action. Like I said, this racetrack is big enough for it, but it is tight in a hurry, especially on exit of those corners.
William Kern now in 9th place. Remember, he was leading the race, went in, got some tires, came out somewhere around 15th, I thought it was. He has made his way back up to 9th place with, looks like 29 or so laps to go, and trying to work his way back up to the front.
Yeah, he might be able to do it. Caution's out on the racetrack. Not sure where it was, not sure what happened.
Looks like Jonathan Ellis. Let's see if we can see what happened. Just got loose.
Yeah, just loose on the outside. Lifts try to get it and just comes down across Allen Ayers. It looks like there was even netcode involved in that.
Yeah, so we got a comment from one of our viewers. First of all, thanks for sticking with us this long. But they, on one of the wrecks a few minutes ago, we said big netcode. You need to understand, if you're in iRacing, any netcode is a big netcode. If it's a netcode, because we can bang doors without netcode and not wreck. It's the netcode that causes the wreck. So even though it looks like the cars are, 2 inches apart, if they don't actually make contact, but it causes a wreck, that's netcode, and it's big netcode, because in reality, we can actually bang doors and make contact and not wreck.
Yeah, and I think we talked about too, like that short tracks have a problem, but I think this may be the issue with the short tracks, is that in real life you watch short track racing and they are side by side. You have to use every inch of the track that you possibly can, and here you can't. You have to give room for netcode and the internet and prediction and everything else to worry about, so that you don't wreck yourself. So giving that extra momentum, it's hard to race side by side. It can happen, and it happens a lot in leagues, but you have to make sure everybody has to have great internet. An ISP can't be blipping out or anything at a nighttime. And I mean, honestly, a lot of these incidents tonight have been single car spins that have turned into big pilots because we're at a short track. But there have been some that have been, if you could remove netcode, if you could somehow magically get rid of it, the prediction code, and everybody is good and you don't have to worry about it, I think we have longer green flag runs than we've had. A lot of this stuff has been exacerbated for sure by netcode tonight.
Absolutely. We are on our 14th caution. We've got 25 laps left to run, so I'm sure we've got we do have a green-white checker, so maybe 20, maybe a little more. We've got...
I'm going to have faith, Terry. I think they can go 25 laps.
No.
I think they can go 25 laps here. I think we can go to the green, go to the end. All right.
You're a gambler.
Who would take it? I'm going to take. We're going to set the line as more cautions at minus 175 and no more cautions at plus 330. How about that?
Okay, I think that's a fair. I'm gonna still. I'm not. I'll put $1 on the mine. No, I think. I think we're gonna have two more.
You think two
I
more
think
cautions?
over under is 1.5.
I could see. Yeah, I could definitely see 1.5 for over under cautions and everything. But I think. I don't know. I think I like good odds. I don't know that it's winning odds or anything, but I like having some good odds. I think my money would probably be on that plus 330, no more cautions. I have faith in this field. They do a good job. Like we said, netcode has been a mitigating factor in a lot of this stuff tonight. There's less cars on track, 17 cars on the trucks on the lead lap now. Still got quite a few trucks on track and everything, but some of them have some major damage. They're
Yeah,
not
but
as fast as they were before.
we're still seeing solo spins, cars getting loose and spinning without contact. So that's kind of where I'm saying I think we've still got more to come.
I don't know. I think I have faith in these guys, Jerry. Let's see who wins on this bet.
Let's do. So lights are out. Carter Lawson out in front. He takes the bottom.
He has the last couple of times, and I don't know if that. I know him and Mike are usually teammates. If they're working this out, and hey, let's just get single filed out, and we'll go from there. We'll see it here. Looks like he gets a better jump on the restart. Mike got through the gears a little bit better, though, was able to hold on to that quarter panel. He's going to be able to clear him, though. He's going to pull up. Ooh, Mike's going to do that crossover move, though. He's not able to do anything with it, though. He's going to have to get back up, or he's going to lose more spots. Carter's just driving away with Mike on the bottom lane there.
Ray Richards still having a good run, still trying to stick to that bottom. He's able to get to Mike's door, just not able to complete the pass.
Yeah, it looks like that those tires hold on the inside lane for a lap or two till everything gets up to speed and the momentum gets up there. He's going to try to squeeze onto the outside. Isn't going to be able to do it there. Like we were talking about door-to-door
Oh,
racing.
no,
He
John
ends
Ross
up
gets
getting
into him.
That was some tight racing going on there. I'll have to take a look back. Live, it looked like it was just a bang-bang racing incident, but may see more whenever we go back and look at the...
John Ross comes out, gets loose, comes down.
Gets a little bit loose and was going to make contact. Yep. Yeah, that's just driving for everything he possibly can with 20 laps to go, coming off of the corner there. And then you can see what we were talking about with hitting the brakes and getting loose. The trucks that were past the wreck sliding sideways, just getting on the brakes, trying to slow down once the caution is out, jumping out sideways on them. Didn't look like there's a bunch of damage to either truck. Maybe the nose flattened a little bit.
What a disappointment, though, for Ray. Running a great race, battling for second, and just for no fault of his own, is going to be with 19 to go. He's going to be back in 17th place.
Yeah, I think you have the tires here, Jerry. You're already back that far. Go get your damage fixed.
Yeah.
Go get 4 tires on that, you know?
Absolutely. You're only going to lose 3 spots at most.
Is he listening to us? Because it looks like he just pulled down like he's coming to pit road, so...
There we go.
He is on pit road, so maybe he is listening to us. If you are, hi.
Great race tonight. That was not your fault. I hope you can make some places up here before the end of the race.
Yeah, if you can
wave. Let me see here. Let
bark
me get
twice if you're in Cincinnati. That's
yeah. Let me see here. What
getting some tires, see what's going on here.
There we go. Wave at us. Yep, that was a wave. He's listening. See,
All right.
There we go. Yep, just got some tires, didn't get any damage fixed. He's going to roll out in front of the pace car, not going to lose a lap.
Yeah, good for him. He lost a couple spots there, it looks like, coming to pit road and everything, but it didn't lose a lap. Has freshest tires there at the back of the pack. Hopefully it works out for him. He can make up some more spots here, maybe even get back into the top 10.
It's going to be tough.
It's a tight battle up here,
yeah.
but...
All right, so we got one caution. One more gets us over.
I lose my money. And that's why you never go against the book, because the book always wins.
The book always wins. I've always thought about opening my own book. You know,
I've thought about it too myself.
I don't
think it'd
want
be
to go to jail, though.
Yeah, that's the only issue, is that there's a whole licensing thing you have to worry about.
Yeah,
and
I don't have that much patience to get licensed.
Yeah, exactly. So
I just run it out of the back of my truck.
But I mean, you're a former accountant, though, aren't you? So can't you cover my unlawful income without me knowing about it?
Let's talk off the air.
Oh, we're still live. Oh.
So
Anyway,
the trick
hey,
is,
welcome back.
as
I thought we were at commercial.
as
Thank you
the
guys for
as the big mob boss guys learned, the trick is you pay your tax on it, because in the end, that's the only thing they can get you on is tax evasion. So you pay your tax on it. I actually
you know what
had.
they say, the only two things certain in life are death and taxes.
That's true.
So
I've actually had clients. I'm trying to think. I know at least two that
is
made.
the statute of limitations up on this?
I'm not going to disclose any names.
Okay. All right.
That made money in illegal manners, professions, but they did want to pay their taxes. So, we
Hey.
were creative in what we called the income.
Hey, if you take it in, it's income, right? Like
That's
you don't
right.
have to. It doesn't matter where it came from.
Right.
We are
Enter-
double file again. All right, enough tax evasion talk. We're going to be pulling off. Pace car's pulling off again. Going to have a green out.
Wow. Mike.
Big jump from Carter. I don't know. Mike was sleeping, didn't realize they were going green, but
Watch
or
this
if he was trying to
99
get a good
car.
run, though. That is a huge run on the outside. He's going to take the lead.
Wow. I did not see that coming.
I didn't either. Just it looked like held it full throttle through the corner, was able to take the lead from Carter. I don't know if Carter got caught off guard by how good of a jump he got on that restart, but Mike slept on the initial green and was able to hold the gas down and take the lead away from Carter Lawson, is now out in front. We have about 11 laps to go here as we cross the line here in about a half a lap.
Watch his 99 car in third place, John Ross. He has been coming through the field here lately. He's pit a lot later than these guys. Most of these guys pit in the 70s. He pit lap at 89. Has been making his way and having some big runs. Looks like he's kind of fallen in pace with these guys. Let's see if he can make some moves here towards the end.
I mean, and don't look now, but we've seen Kyle Nadeau in 5 or 6 different incidents, it seems like, and he is up to 6th place. I don't know if it's been through a combination of those wicked moves we've seen on the track and other people's attrition, or if it's just pure speed, but he's been able to make it through multiple adverse instances to be able to make it up to 6th place right now.
William Kern making his way past here, just trying to make the pass stick for 7th place. He's in front coming down the straight, but doesn't have the momentum with, looks like
John
Doug
Ross
Wysocki
is
on
going
his
to get
outside.
alongside Carter Lawson now for 2nd place. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it move. We're going to have 9 to go as we come across the line this time. If they go green from here, these 9 laps are going to tick off quick. John's able to pull back in line there. I think Carter's just protecting that outside, doing what he can. Kyle's going to be inside there for 5th place, is not able to clear him. Can he roll the center and clear him? No, he cannot. He's going to be stuck along there. They thought about going 3 wide there on the backstretch, but thought better.
Yeah, William Kern up to 7th place there. Looks like he feels like he's got fresher tires. He's just trying to find a way to get past these guys. He's on the outside of Kyle. Kyle, you can see sliding up. Caution's out.
Caution out on the racetrack. Mike Stiverson had been out to over a second lead, was just driving away from everything. I'm not sure what happened to bring it out of the track. This is probably going to send us into our one and only green-white checker.
All right, we're over the over-under. So I'm not sure if this was the caution here. Looks like 42 just gets loose coming down the straights, hits the inside wall. I don't really see any other trucks being involved.
No, that's just a little loose coming off the corner there. Old tires, you're going everything you possibly can. I mean,
all right.
I believe he took the claim for it as well.
Green-white caution. Mike Stiverson. Carter Lawson's going to be
green-white checker.
I mean, green-white
checker.
You sure?
No,
I still say it's green-white caution.
No, I'm not sure, but
I'm betting on green-white caution. I guess
I went against you the last time. I don't think I can go against you this time as well.
I think I said it wrong. It would be green caution, not green-white. Once we get the white, I guess we could still have a caution. No, once we get the white,
an official caution.
Yeah.
Once you get the white flag, it is racing back.
So green
that'll
caution.
That'll be interesting, though, if we do get the white flag. If a wreck is in 3 and 4, the leaders are going to have to drive through to get to the checkered flag.
So you're Mike Stiverson here, real quick. Yeah, before we go, you take the inside or the outside?
Oh, definitely the outside.
Absolutely.
The
I take
outside's
the
been
outside.
where you've been all day long. Outside has been where the moves are going to be made.
Real quick. Yeah.
To take the inside, you're going to have to, if you're Carter and you take the inside, I mean, well, you don't have a choice. You'd have to take the inside. You're going to have to send it and hope for a slide job in 1 and 2. And I don't think this track is big enough to pull that off. You can't carry enough momentum through the bottom. You might be able to get alongside, but there's no way you're getting a jump on Mike and clearing him.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
So you got Mike Stiverson in first, Carter Lawson, John Ross, Brian Dorsey, Chris Dorsey in fifth, Kyle Nadeau, William Kern, Doug Wysocki, Judd Danielson, and Gary Bowman making up your top 10. Those are the guys battling it out for the win. You've got, looks like about 16 or 17 cars on the lead lap. Some of the guys we've been talking about, and I was trying to see where Ray Richard now, unfortunately, is a lap down. He's in 17th place, having just a great run tonight. No fault of his own, got wrecked. Kyle Nadeau up to 6th, who's a guy we've seen get wrecked and made his way, battled back up to 6th place.
Unsurprisingly, the leader has announced that he will be taking the outside. And I believe this is going to take us, it hasn't officially popped up yet, excuse me.
But lights
I
are
believe
still
this
on.
is going to, lights are on. We're going to be coming to start lap 149. Should be 1 to go then, which will put us into a green-white checker situation.
16 cautions. We should have figured, we should have got an over-under at the beginning of the race, but I almost guarantee you that number would have been way less than 16.
I mean, honestly, I didn't watch all the practice or anything, but I probably would have said it like 7.5.
I would have been the 9 number. But
yeah, I don't. 16 was definitely not on my radar. I don't think it was on the series director's radar either. But 2-lap shootout. Carter Lawson, Mike Stiverson on your front row here. Who's going to get the better jump? Who's going to clear it? I think Mike Stiverson has the preferred lane choice here. If he can keep it clean, hope they wreck out front or out behind him there. But pace car is off. Green flag is out in the air. They are side by side. Mike's going to pinch him down a little bit here in 1 and 2, but he's going to have the momentum coming off of the corner. He's going to be able to clear him going into 3. Carter may end up losing the next spot too. He dives it into 3, trying to get to Mike's quarter panel, clear the truck. He comes back up into 2nd. White flag in the air, wrecking behind, but that is going to be a white flag in the air. They're going to come and finish this around. Mike Stiverson is going to be clear by 2 truck lengths. Carter's going to dive it into 3 and 4 here, but not able to do anything with it. Mike Stiverson out of 4 crosses the finish line. Your leader, your winner, Carter Lawson brings it home 2nd. John Ross finishing off a good run in 3rd place right there. Jerry, you want to keep going through that order there from 3rd? I'm going to go see if I can go find our people. We can give them a little talking to here.
Absolutely. William Kern in 4th place. Brian Dorsey, Doug Wysocki, Gary Bowman, Stephen Music, Philip Van Leet, Eric Anderson making out your top 10. Judd Danielson in 11th, Roscoe Koblenz in 12th, 13th is Mike Donahue, 14th Chris Dorsey, Paul Turner, Kyle Nadeau ended up 16th. We'll go back and see if we can figure out what happened to him in just a moment. Dusty Martin, Ray Richard 18th, Alan Ayers, David Gainforth in 20th, Leroy Koblenz, Daniel Koblenz, Andy Corkin 23rd, Garrett Johnson, Chris Letts in 25th, Jonathan Ellis 26th, Cody Meadows, Coleridge Finnemore, followed by Chris Harefield 29th, Neil Hale, George Cushman, and we talked about Andrew Caldwell not quite making the track tonight. We saw with Kyle something happen that last lap. We're going to save that for later. We've been broadcasting long enough. Let's bring the winner up here.
All right, I will bring the winner up in here tonight. Winner, chicken dinner. Mike, we talked to you last week. We're talking to you again. It's his 3rd win on the season. Is this a Truck Series Championship season for you, or what are you thinking?
Okay. Sounds like fun to me. Coming into this season, I didn't think so, but here I am again. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey. So 16 cautions on the night. Probably a 17th there had you not taken the white flag. There was a big wreck behind you there. But once you got clean air, were you just hoping to? Those last 15 laps or so, once you finally took the lead, you were starting to walk away, and then that final caution came out. Just talk us through your mindset there going through that last green-white checker.
Yeah, I knew Carter, we had enough restarts when Carter was leading that I was kind of worried about him being on the inside, but I don't know if you can tell. I have damage. My steering wheel's turned, I don't know, 10 degrees to the left. So the inside line would not work for me. The truck wanted to just spin just because my wheels turned a little. Ran the top line fine, so I had to take the top line there, and I was worried about Carter getting that good jump and getting ahead of me. But once I kind of pinched him and cleared him, I knew I was cool. As long as I could stay ahead of Carter, I knew I would be good. I could walk away from it, but that was fun. That was a good time. I mean, 16 cautions and 79 caution laps, but it was fun.
Yeah, hey, and it worked out for you coming home on the top step of the podium here. The top lane looked like it was pretty dominant all night. I couldn't tell you had any damage. I just thought the top lane was fast, and you made it work tonight for sure. Glad to see you here in victory lane again, but I'm going to turn the floor over to you. Say hi, thanks to whoever you want to.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys. First and foremost, again, and as always, I got to thank my beautiful wife, Elizabeth. I love her very much. Got to thank, what is it? Meadows Wrestling Academy. I guess it's Mike and Meadows Wrestling Academy now. I didn't know I bought into part of that. All the guys at WTF, Carter Lawson, who came in second here. Nice for Carter. I think, man, I don't know where Kyle brought it back to or if he was caught up in that wreck, but Kyle and Cody Meadows, I appreciate my teammates very much. I appreciate you guys for broadcasting. It allows me to come out here and grab these wins. And, man, I appreciate every single one of these 32 drivers that jumped in a truck tonight to, hang out at Bristol for 79 caution laps, man. Without those guys, there would be no cyber at all, so I would be getting no wins. So I appreciate those guys. I appreciate it.
Well, absolutely. Hey, we're glad to talk to you. See if we're going to make this a regular thing or not. I usually don't like talking to you, Mike, but if it's up here and you're on Victory Circle, I guess I can tolerate it for a little bit here.
Hey, I'll do it every week, Cody. Every week. I'll take it.
I'll let you if it means you're going to get another championship, another trophy next to your name. Good win tonight. Your winner, Mike Stiverson. I believe Jerry Isaacs has caught up with our certain that you didn't keep it today.
Yeah, I saw that, and with the tracks coming up, I thought, that gives me enough buffer to that eighth place to make the playoffs there.
Man, up 24 spots to claim second place. I know it's bittersweet not getting that win, but you've got to feel good about that.
Well, my entire goal for this race was to not die. I figured starting in the back was the best bet. During practice, I couldn't get more than 8 laps down, so I wasn't really expecting much for myself this race, but I will take second any day of the week.
Absolutely. So, but, we're all competitive there towards the end. You had a couple restarts against Mike. Was there something you were going to try and do different that last restart to try and get that lead?
Oh, I had burned it all off by that last restart. When he got me on the restart before, I didn't have anything left for him. We were talking probably the last 40 laps of that race that once we got 1-2, we were just going to try to make sure we kept it on the podium for both of us there.
Well, good job doing that. What do you think about the coming season? You're leading the points. Can you keep that up?
No.
I appreciate your brutal honesty, but you know what? I don't believe it. I think you've been having a great run this year. I think you can keep it up. I think you've got a championship run in there. Let's get a little trophy by your name here in Discord. Hey, I'm going to turn it over to you. Anybody you want to say hi or thanks?
I want to thank my wife, first of all, for letting me do this. It's a lot of fun coming out with these guys. I want to thank Mike, Kyle, Cody, Coleridge. We were all having fun there. Especially want to thank Mike for that last part of the race. We ran each other clean. It was really good.
Awesome, man. Well, it was great talking to you, Sneaky Pete, and I hope we're talking to you in the weeks to come. And I think, have some faith. You're going to be here.
I'm trying, man. I appreciate you guys.
Awesome, man. We'll talk to you later. All right, John Ross is up here. Cody, I think you caught up with John for third.
I did. Hey, John, it's Cody and Jerry up in the booth. You got us?
I got you, sir.
Well, hey, we didn't talk much about you there, but you started 5th, you finished 3rd, had a pretty good race, it seems like, going on. Just talk us through your race. Have any ups or downs or major anything going on? I know there were a lot of cautions that some people weren't too happy with, but how did your race go?
Yeah, it was kind of a survival race. I think I self-spun, I don't know, probably 20, 25 laps in, and I just stayed out. on the old tires, and I, at that point it was just kind of dodging the wrecks, that were coming around, and I worked my way back up. I was second for a little bit, and then third, fourth. I could tell certainly on the green flag runs, if we had those 3 to 5 green flag runs, my old tires were definitely hurting me. So it was just when in those cautions was I going to pit for the last time, and I think I pit right around lap 90. I was trying to shut the truck off going through the cautions, try to save as much fuel, and then I just kind of got lucky and worked my way back through, and I did have fresher tires. Carter did a great job of really running the line I needed to take, and honestly, when I was doing some practice laps, I was trying to wrap the bottom. I thought that would be the better tire saving line, but we just didn't have enough green flag runs to even matter. So everybody was running the high line because it was the fastest for a short stint. And so I had to kind of go back up there and learn how to drive that top line, which I'm not very comfortable with. So I'm really happy to finish where I finished.
Well, hey, a third place finish is nothing to shame at. It looked like you were putting a lot of pressure on Carter there right before that final caution came out to bring out the green-white checker and everything. I think you might have been able to get second place from him, had that stayed green for the few more laps. You had 5 or 6 laps to make it happen. But all in all, a good race for you. Third place is nothing to laugh at. I'm going to turn the floor over to you, let you say thanks to anybody you want to, give some shout-outs, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I appreciate it. First of all, I want to thank Cyber Thunder and Mike. And I stepped away from the league last season, but that was certainly my own doing. And this is a fantastic lead. I got to tell you, I run in some other leagues, and from a quality of driver, quality of the truck, and even the next gen, nothing really compared to Cyber. Jerry and Cody, you guys, fantastic job. I watch you guys each week when we do these things. You've done a great job taking over for Chris there, and then my Graybeard team, Andy, Eric, Leroy. Really thank those guys too. We put some time into practicing these races, so really appreciate it. Also want to give a shout out to. I believe it was the 26 truck. We had a little entanglement there at the end. I was up high and his truck was bouncing around a little bit, and I put him in the wall. So certainly want to apologize to him for that.
Well, I'm sure he will appreciate that apology there. I had the pleasure of working with Team Graybeard there last season, at least some of them in the Cup Series. Got a good group of guys there, and looks like you got some speed showing out tonight. John Ross, our third place finisher. Congratulations.
Yep. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Cody, I think we're done here tonight.
I think we are done here tonight. We can finally pack our bags up, get down from the rooftop of the last great Coliseum, and make our way. I believe we are at the Texas Motor Speedway next week.
I can't believe we're going to have 17 cautions at Texas.
Oh, we're not going to have 17 cautions at Texas.
I'm going to say
we might have a couple. Yeah, over under 1.5 for that one for sure.
Absolutely.
I got my 50-cent chip in my pocket. I'll just throw that down on that bet right there, see if I can make a little bit of money on it.
Absolutely. So all the folks at home, I've got the results up. I went through them earlier. We're going to be at Texas next week if you've got the time. Thanks for sticking with us tonight, but if you got the time, don't forget to check out tomorrow night Rising Stars on the Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network. Thursday night is our Cup Series. It's an invitational league. We are at Darlington, I believe.
You are at Darlington on the week that I have to
You are going to be gone.
I think Mike did that on purpose.
I think so.
Hey, also don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on this channel as well. It helps us out a lot.
Whether you like us or not.
If you haven't already done it. Yeah, whether you like us or not, just hit that like button.
Yeah, and if you're still listening after all this, thank you for watching Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network. We tried to make it entertaining for you. We've got plenty of other stories. Tune in next week to see what they're about. Trucks at Texas. Thanks for joining us tonight. See ya.
Have a good night, folks.